Let's talk to Pablo Uchoa, who's been with me watching that. Pablo, she really came out fighting. We wondered if she'd used that phrase coup, which she's used before. She used it many times.
Many times. She told her version of what the whole process was, right? What she thinks is the motivation for that, which is to remove her government from power, and even a personal vendetta, personal revenge from the former Speaker of the House, Eduardo Cunha there.
Now, she has equated her own fate with the very survival of democracy. I mean, she has put it in these very strongest terms.
She has, because, in fact, it's interesting how she spent just some time talking about the charges themselves, because she kind of brushed them aside, saying, well, she went into some details, but she basically said, this is not a crime. The big picture here is trying to remove a government that was democratically elected by 54 million voters. That was the main line that she was talking about. Because in the presidential system, if the president hasn't committed a crime, then the president can't be removed. It's not enough just to lose support in parliament. So these are her arguments.
Now, she was talking to the senators there. How much also was this geared for those watching all over Brazil on television?
It was, I think, all of it was for the Brazilians and for history. She's trying to save her biography. She mentioned also when she was tortured and arrested during the dictatorship in the 60s and 70s, the military dictatorship. She talked about overcoming cancer as well as personal battles, and basically to say that she wouldn't give up this fight for anything. She would fight until the end, and there she was.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not just senators inside there watching her. We've also seen her predecessor, her friend, her mentor, President Lula. He walked into the building with her, side by side.
Yeah, Lula was sided, we've just seen a picture of Lula with Chico Buarque, one of Brazil's main intellectuals. A group of artists yesterday released this document, this statement, asking the senators to vote against what they call an attack on democracy. Note that they avoided the word coup because it might not do Dilma any favours, but
she didn't worry about that. She's just like that. Yeah.
We must say something about, I think, we should say something about the financial management, the economic management of Brazil during Dilma's government. So many times, I mean, I've been covering lots of IMF meetings or G20 meetings, World Bank. She had an end of period for Brazil. It was really difficult coming out of the financial crisis, having spent a lot of money fighting the effects of the financial crisis, and she had a hard job. So she, in a way, she had to spend a lot of money, but she's been told many times that Brazil needed to make contingencies, make savings to improve her financial position. However, the charges that she's being accused of just make you think that financial management in Brazil are great in any politician, whereas it's not necessarily.
Pablo, very briefly, what happens now?
Well, now she's going to face about 50 questions. And tomorrow or after, the senators will vote on whether they are convinced that she should be removed from power or not. If she is, then President Temer becomes the president until 2018.
The current acting president becomes confirmed president. Pablo, thank you very much. I'm sure we'll be talking more in the forthcoming days. Pablo Uchoa from BBC Brazil. There is lots more, of course, on the BBC website as well.